Today on All Things 80s, we've got the 5 best and 5 worst Black Series figures. Welcome back to All Things 80s. Now, if you saw my recent video where I got hold of a ton of Black Series figures, which I must stress are not for my collection, they are for making profit on. But I went through all the figures and I thought I would just give you my opinion on the 5 best and 5 worst. So it will be a very quick video, so start with the worst. So the first one I've picked out as being a pretty bad figure is Finn in First Order Disguise. And the reason I picked this one was just the face sculpt. The sculpt itself is all right, but the way they've painted on the eyes is just absolutely awful. It makes the figure look just ridiculous. So for that reason, Finn is one of my bad ones. Next up, the original Princess Leia. I don't know where to start. It just looks pathetic. I appreciate the soft goods used for the cape, or the gown I should say, but the face just looks, I mean, it's nothing like Carrie Fisher, but it just doesn't look like a human. It's awful, awful. And just the stance, it looks weird, so another terrible figure. Next up, terrible character and terrible figure. This is Vice Admiral Holdo, and I cannot tell if it's my eyesight or not, but when looking at it, it looks as if she doesn't have any eyeballs. It just looks like a blank, as if it's been missed. I mean, again, it could just be my eyesight, but I think the face looks pretty awful. And again, the soft goods, whilst it's very much welcomed, it just looks awful in this figure. So yeah, this is another terrible figure. This one next, we have Jannah. The reason I picked this one was simply because it looks like a character that should be in The Walking Dead and not Star Wars. When I look at something like this, I do not see a Star Wars figure. And lastly, in the bad, we have Luke Skywalker in his Bespin fatigues. Typically, Luke Skywalker Bespin is normally a top pick for action figure. And in this case, everything is good up until the face. It just looks, I was going to use a bad word, well not a bad word, but a banned word that starts with the letter R. It just looks absolutely stupid, dumb, as if he's about to pee himself or something. This is an absolute disaster of an action figure. So those were the 5 bad ones I picked out. Let's take a look at the 5 good ones I picked. I have to pick R5-D4 for 2 reasons. One, obviously the card back is something I'm very familiar with, but second of all, the figure itself looks great. It's just like the original Kenner, but done so much better. So this is a great looking action figure, and the overall package in my book is almost perfect. Now this was a funny one. I've picked a great figure in my opinion as Rio Durant, but I will confess I picked this one simply for the fact that when I first glanced at it, I saw, all I could see was Duran in Rio. I thought, what the hell's going on here? But then I looked at the figure, I thought, this is actually a pretty cool looking figure with its 4 arms, an absolute ton of detail in the sculpt, various accessories. So this is a great looking action figure with a cool name as well. Next up, Princess Leia Hoth. This figure, in my opinion, is absolutely brilliant. The sculpt looks great. I mean, it's not necessarily an absolute likeness of Carrie Fisher, but it just looks so good. And the outfit looks great as well. Now, obviously, I'm not opening these because they are for sale, but am I right in saying her sort of vest is an almost rubbery material? Because it looks that way. It sits great on the figure. Some nice accessories. So this is a fantastic looking Black Series figure. Next up, I've got Luke Skywalker Death Star Escape. And the reason I like this figure is the attention to detail. So obviously, This is when he's been swimming about in the trash compactor, so his Stormtrooper uniform is covered in dirt and slime and all that crap. But it looks as if he's just emerged from the dirty water, and his hair's been slicked back in the process, and they've even done it on the figure, which is a great bit of attention to detail. Even got the little comm link he would hold in his hand. So everything about this, I think this looks fantastic. And last of all, my favourite of the batch is the Emperor's Royal Guard. And that is because this is just basically an upscaled Kenner figure, in my opinion. You can't really go far wrong with such a simple looking figure, but they've managed to create basically what I remember as a child when I got that figure for the first time, just in a much larger scale. I'm not sure if that's a blaster that it comes with, but it just, to me, it looks fantastic, and it's everything a Star Wars figure should be. So that was just a bit of fun. This is by no means the best or the worst Black Series figures. This was just my opinion based on the batch that I had got hold of. So, hope you enjoyed it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Special thanks to the Patreons. Please like, please subscribe, and as always, stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.